Proof of this special relationship between Moscow and Beijing, Russian President Vladimir Putin will visit China for the third year in succession. Both nations have stressed their relations are at an all-time high, and that can be seen clearly in their trade figures. Turnover reached a record $240 billion in 2023. That's up by 26% from a year ago. But there has been a drop in the last couple of months. China's shipments to Russia fell by over 10% according to customs data.
And we can see that the biggest Chinese banks like Bank of China and Bank of Agriculture are not involved to these communications. So it means that I think, and I'm absolutely sure that there is only one reason Chinese government is really afraid of the so-called secondary sanctions.
Sanctions have pushed Moscow to reorient trade away from Europe and towards Asia. Russia not only supplies more oil, gas and wood to Beijing, but it also supplies food staples such as grain, rice and soya.
Export from Russia to China for the last year was about $10 billion, which is not bad. Yes, it's much less than oil and gas, but anyway, it's much higher than any other country that exports its agricultural production to China.
Politically, the two also need one another. Officials on both sides say they share very similar foreign policies, confirming the course towards a multipolar world order. But this should not be seen as a threat. Moscow has insisted its close ties with Beijing would not be directed against other countries. Moscow welcomed Beijing taking a neutral stance on the conflict in Ukraine and their 12-point peace plan proposal. And Russia, experts say, is the only country that fully supports all Chinese initiatives, be it at the UN Security Council or on other international platforms. But there are growing fears in Moscow that Russia could become too reliant on China.
I think that if in the next 5 or 7 years, Russia will be successful to reconstruct its industry, first of all, the electronic, the high-tech industry in the Russian Far East, in this case, Russia won't be any kind of dependent from China.
With growing influence of Chinese businesses in Russia a given, the task for Russian industry is to learn and become self-sufficient, while China is also learning from Russia's experience of weathering economic sanctions. So in the face of the West's double containment policy, Russia and China relations are likely to only get stronger. Dasha Chernyshova, TRT World, Moscow.